Hey, this is Jared with the Daily App Show. Today we're going to take a look at Traxitall, which is a simple-to-use tracking system for your iPhone, iPod Touch. And so basically this application allows you to do four things really well. The first thing is that it is a daily tracking system. That is, the most powerful function here is that you can track pretty much anything. So you're looking at Friday, and what you can see is all of my tracks, a to-do list, and then the categories of the tracks that I have going on today. So I could simply tap on the date and navigate to any date that I would like in the past. I can look at all of my tracks by tapping here and seeing that I have a couple of tracks made for today. One of those being the iPhone, because I'm doing iPhone app demos and I do one of those a day, so I want to track that. Another one is spin class. I go to spin class at the gym 3 times a week, and so I want to be able to track that. And then I spend about an hour a day on Twitter just kind of looking around, seeing if I could find anything interesting and having conversations with people online too. And so I want to make sure that I am tracking that information. So to show you how that would work, I would go in to iPhone here and I would tap, yes, I did do an iPhone app demo today, because all I need is yes or no. I do one a day, so I just need yes or no. There are other options which I'll show you here as well. I can also take notes. This is a second function of the application, is that I can take notes for each specific item. Perhaps maybe I would put the name of Traxitall in here, so that way I can remember exactly what app it was that I demoed today, which would be Traxitall. So now you can see that I've got one out of my week set. And so I could see a graph here that shows my success rate and my goal rate. Now, of course, I'm doing one per day, and so that means that I should have a yes for every single day. And so if I'm looking at my weekly, I could see that I've got my one yes, I've got a 14% success rate, and of course my goal is 7 per day. I can also look at month, quarterly, and yearly, and then tap on stats as well. I can email that out if I would like and send that graph out, or whatever information it is that's currently showing. So if I wanted to show the goal bar graph, I can email that out. So you can see how well this works for sending your information to people, whether or not you have somebody that you need to be accountable to for this information, or you just want to show somebody, basically how you've been doing. So for spin class, I usually go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I could also just tap that I've gone, well, I did go Monday, and I did go Wednesday, and I did go Friday, but I just started tracking this today. So I'm going to go ahead and tap right there. I can also enter in a number other than 1, so I can use this here to take this out and put 3, because this option allows me to do multitudes in one day, because I can enter any number in here. So my goal is 3 times a week, but if I wanted to play catch up and of course do spin class 3 times in one day, which would definitely be a workout, I could just enter 3 in there instead. And then of course I can enter notes as well. Let's hit done. And then I'm going to go ahead and say that yes, I did spend an hour on Twitter. Okay, so there's my Friday. So let's go ahead and add something. We just simply hit the plus sign and we type in a name for something. So let's go ahead and do one for the iPad, because we also have iPad demos that we do. On category, I can choose app demos. This is something that I customize, because you can customize your categories. You also have some categories that are pre-entered, so whether or not you're tracking things for business, your diet, your exercise, family, finances, health, your medications, social, studying, anything can be tracked here. It's totally up to you. And then you choose the type. Is it a count, a yes, no, or an average? And so with the count, of course, you can enter in a number, which you saw that we did with the spin class. The yes, no, which would be the one that I chose for, the iPhone app demos. And then we can also do an average as well. So let's choose yes, no, because that one works best for me. And then we'll set our goal. So I'll tap here, and we'll say that we're doing 1 and then we choose per day. We could choose per week, month, quarter, or year as well. So I'm going to choose per day, hit done. It gives me an estimate of what I should be looking for, and then I can choose to aim higher than that goal or to aim lower than that goal. So imagine you're using this to track, your attempt to quit smoking or something like that. You're tracking this and you're setting a goal. You're trying to wean yourself off of something. Maybe it's fast food even, I don't know. And you can use aim lower to actually make your goal lower than the number that you aimed for. So you can do that as well. Let's hit done. Then we have some optional settings here. I can add this to the to-do list. Yes, this is an item that I do daily, so I want to make sure it's on my to-do list. I can also choose my decimal places, the values of yes, no. I could change that to check mark, star, happy face. I like yes, no, so let's leave it at that. And then we have our quick report defaults, whether it's the goal bar or the stats, week, month, year, quarterly, all that stuff there in our settings. So let's go ahead and hit save, and you can see now that we have added an additional item to track here as well. So let's go back home and see now that we have 4 items in our tracks and 2 items in our to-do list. We have our iPhone app demos and our iPad demos. You can see down there the little icon that shows that I actually did make a note. So that makes it easy for me to remember that I have a note in there to read. So I can also go back. So perhaps on Wednesday I wanted to add the fact that I did go to spin class on Wednesday. So I could go ahead and enter that I did go to spin class. So let's enter 1 for that. And now you can see that I've got a 2 there. Let's go back to Monday because I do go to spin class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So let's go ahead and enter 1 for that one as well because I have gone 3 times this week. And then over here you can see it shows 1 time for that day. So now I've pretty much met my goal. So if I was to go to that specific item, I can see my goal. Here's where I edit my categories. You can see here that I've edited my app demos category. I could also edit this category and enter in something like now I'm working on learning a new piece of software, so I could type in training, and then if I wanted to track the amount of time that I spend training on this software, I could use that as well. And we have some global settings down here as well, which you saw when we were looking at the individual tracked items settings, because you can set it globally and then you can set the settings for the specific items as well. So this application is very useful for a multitude of things. It's also highly customizable. There are other applications out there that allow you to track specific things, but they do not give you all of the options that this application has. This application has the daily tracking system. We looked at that. We looked at the note-taking integration into each item. We looked at the goal setting tool that shows up in every single item that we track, and then the ability to export all of that goal information through email. And then we also looked at the daily to-do list. So I think that you're really going to like this application. If you are a person that's motivated by tracking things like I am, then I think you're really going to like this application. So definitely go check out Traxitall in the App Store. Thanks.